30 days ago, I was losing my hair and getting bald spots all over. Now it looks like this, full and thick. Let me tell you exactly what happened. My wife walked in while I was recording the video and said the words every man dreads hearing.
Poppy, your hair is getting thin.
My ego wanted to deny it, but the mirror doesn't lie. But deep down, I knew she was right. I just didn't want to admit it. So I stopped recording, walked to the bathroom, and pulled out my phone. I took this photo, and there it was. My hair was thinning fast. At the time, I had just welcomed my third child into the world. I was pulling 24-hour shifts, running on 0 sleep, and my stress levels were through the roof. Most guys in this situation do exactly what I almost did. They panic and start throwing money at products. Minoxidil, finasteride, whatever the internet says will work. But if you don't understand what's actually killing your hair growth, you're just guessing. And guessing costs you time that you don't have. I had maybe 12 months before those follicles died permanently. I'm supposed to be an expert in this field. I help other people fix their hair loss, but I can't be an expert if I can't fix my own damn hair. So I did something different. Instead of treating symptoms, I investigated the root cause. And what I discovered changed everything. These are the 4 principles that reverse my hair loss in 30 days. And if you're losing your hair right now, understanding these could be the difference between saving it and losing it forever. Most guys are fighting a war they can't even see. You're applying products to your scalp without knowing what's actually happening under the surface. That's like trying to fix your car engine without opening the hood. The first thing I did was stop guessing and start investigating. I grabbed my Trichologist, which is basically a fancy microscope for your hair. I looked at my scalp up close, and what I saw stopped me cold. You see all those shiny pinkish reflections? Yeah, that's inflammation. My scalp was angry. It was on fire, but that inflammation wasn't random. My body was pumping out cortisol from all the stress that spiked the inflammation throughout my body. Now, if your scalp is inflamed, nothing else you do will work. Not minoxidil, not finasteride, nothing. It's like trying to run a race with your legs tied together. At that moment, everything clicked. You can't grow hair on an inflamed scalp, which means the first thing I had to do was calm the inflammation. I took 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s daily. It failed, so I made a decision. I doubled it to 4,000 milligrams total per day because omega-3s are one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools you can use. They help reduce that redness and let your hair start to grow again. This leads to principle number 2. But first, stop guessing. Do you want to fix this fast? I will look at your routine. I will show you exactly why it failed, and I will build you a custom plan to fix it. Click the link below. Here's the brutal truth. I had a window to save my hair, and it was closing fast. The omega-3s helped with inflammation, but I knew something else was still wrong. I pulled out my Trichologist again and looked closer at the hair itself. Some follicles had thick, healthy hairs, but right next to them were these tiny miniaturized hairs that was slowly dying. That's when my heart sank. Once a follicle dies completely, it's gone forever. No product on earth can bring back a dead follicle, but a dying follicle, you can save that. I zoomed in on the ostia, which is where your hair grows from. Normally you will see 2 hairs coming out of each opening, sometimes 3. But look at this spot right here. There's only 1 hair growing out of it. The inflammation and DHT were literally choking my hair to death, but that still gave me hope. Hair was still growing. The follicle wasn't dead, it was dormant. If your follicles are dying, you can still save them, but you have to act now. So I got a prescription for clobetasol, which is a powerful steroid specifically for severe scalp inflammation. It was aggressive, but a dying follicle requires a nuclear option. But I was desperate and I needed something strong enough to stop the damage immediately. I used it for 1 week, which was enough to calm everything down and stop the follicles from shrinking further. Now, you might need something different. Maybe your inflammation isn't as severe, but the principle stays the same. Stop the damage first, then you can focus on regrowth. Principle 3, the strip and kill. The fire was out, the follicles were stabilized, but then I looked closer. and I saw something that made my stomach turn. And this is probably why your products haven't been working either. You see all that white buildup around the follicles? That isn't just dry skin. It's a biological shield, a biofilm that traps bacteria and blocks medicine. If you put medicine on top of that crust, it won't even penetrate. It's like trying to paint a wall that's covered in grease. You're wasting your money on products that can't reach your scalp. I realized I needed a different approach, so I adopted a strip and kill strategy. First, I used salicylic acid shampoo to strip off the waxy white crust. I had to physically clear the debris so the medicine could reach my scalp. Once the path was clear, I hit it with ketoconazole 2% to stop the infection in its tracks. In 1 week of this combo, I looked again. The white buildup was reduced and the fungus was dying. If you have white buildup, flaking, or waxy residue on your scalp, you need to strip it first. That brings us to the final change. And this is where 90% of men mess up. They fix the problem, see results, then they think they're done. They stop the protocol, get lazy, and think their scalp is healed. But here's the truth. Your scalp doesn't forget. The inflammation and the biofilm want to come back. I'm still under stress. Life happens. My kids wake up at 2 a.m., work deadlines hit, and emergencies are going to happen. The thing that triggered this crisis in the first place didn't just magically disappear, but you can protect your scalp from the damage that stress causes. Otherwise, the hair will grow back for a few months, then fall out all over again. But I wasn't gonna let that happen. I had my protocol for fixing the crisis, but now I needed one for maintaining the results. I switched to CeraVe Hydrating Anti-Dandruff Shampoo with 1% Pure Tyrone Zinc. Now, this shampoo contains hyaluronic acid and ceramides to stop it from stripping my scalp like the medical stuff did. You need something gentle enough for daily maintenance that still prevents the fungus from coming back. So every morning I applied a separate hyaluronic acid serum directly to my scalp. On day 30, I sat in the chair, the barber raised his clippers, then stopped. Damn, B, your hair already coming back. And this is exactly what it looked like. I didn't say anything, I just smiled, because I knew exactly what happened. I stopped treating the symptoms and started treating the root cause. Now you understand exactly how I fixed my hair in 30 days. But the truth is, this isn't a one-size-fits-all fix. When I'm working with clients, I tailor the plan to suit their hair and their needs. If you want to see what that looks like, then I recommend you watch this video next.